are a bunch of bullcrap. They're red, but they put out fires. It doesn't make any sense. So, Gabe and I got a fire extinguisher, and we decided to repurpose it. It has been a childhood dream of mine to make a flamethrower. I mean, flamethrowers are literally the coolest thing that has ever been invented. It's the ability to look at a person or thing 20 feet away and say, hey, boom, you're on fire. It's like the power of some sort of destructive wizard, and it's always made me happy. I decided to also take my vengeance on misleading fire extinguishers by using them as the main component. A fire extinguisher is, like any pressure vessel, a pretty sturdily built canister which can hold a lot of pressure, or in this case, gas. And so, it actually makes a pretty fine component for a flamethrower, because the purpose of a flamethrower is to take a flammable liquid or flammable gas or whatever it might be and pressurize it and then use that pressure to shoot it out over an already burning source. In our case, by pressurizing a fire extinguisher, filling it with gasoline, and then letting it loose. You might be asking, well, how did you manage to actually pressurize a fire extinguisher? These things aren't meant to be charged by anyone but the fire extinguisher companies, and you've got a point there. The solution we came up with was pretty simple, but I'm very proud of it. Basically, we used dry ice. Now, if you've ever seen dry ice before, you know that it's very foggy, white, hard substance, very cold. The reason you want dry ice is because dry ice sublimates. It is solid carbon dioxide, and when its temperature raises, it produces carbon dioxide gas. Carbon dioxide gas, built up in a contained vessel, induces a large amount of pressure, which is exactly what we needed. Carbon dioxide in solid form, the dry ice that we normally buy at Publix or whatever supermarket you go to, normally doesn't sublimate fast enough for this to be accomplished in a timely manner, because air does not actually transfer that much heat to it. But gasoline or water, if you've ever made a dry ice bomb, will. A liquid coating the entire surface of the dry ice blocks or dry ice pellets will make them sublimate extremely quickly, thus building up an atmosphere of carbon dioxide inside of your fire extinguisher called flamethrower extremely fast. This is exactly what we needed to build up pressure inside of this. But there's a problem with that. If you've ever worked with gasoline before, of course it's flammable, but you might also know it's explosive. When gasoline mixes with air, it can form a fuel-air bomb, where it actually combusts the oxygen in the air so fast that it causes an explosion and shockwave, which inside a steel or aluminum tube is not nearly the best thing when you're standing right next to it. To solve this problem, we had to again think creatively. Carbon dioxide from dry ice is pretty good in that it's not oxygen. But when we drop dry ice pellets into our tank to pressurize the gasoline inside of it, it doesn't get rid of the oxygen. It just pushes some of it out and leaves the rest be pressurized when we seal the vessel up. The best solution we could come up with is to mix gasoline in equal volumes with something else that's also flammable, but far less volatile. And volatile in the sense that it vaporizes. So what we did is we mixed it with motor oil. Because of this, motor oil is able to depress the actual ability of gasoline to vaporize, because motor oil does not evaporate. It's a very heavy molecule, so there's no easy transfer of it from the liquid form to the gas form. And when it's mixed into gasoline, it does the same thing to the gasoline. So the gasoline doesn't vaporize inside of our tank. So if we had a catastrophic failure where a fire ran back into the tank, there would not be enough vaporized gasoline to cause a serious explosion. Because now, whatever's 30 or 40 feet away is drenched in burning gasoline and motor oil, which is just awesome, and really what we're shooting for with a fire encourager. That's what it's red, you know? You should have painted it blue if you want to put out fires. Everybody knows like blue, cold, blue out fire, no fire blue. Fire red, red bad. So fire extinguisher, fire encourager, it shoots flames. It's a flamethrower. We're really happy about it. Here's a little video of how we did it.
Sam?
Oh, I got a fire extinguisher.
What are you gonna do with it?
Just kind of like...
Oh. Wow. Wow, that really...
Oh.
Whoa.
Oh.
That's dusty. It's still going.
That's an irritant.
That's a chemical weapon.
Got there, Gabe.
We put some water in this fire extinguisher and we put some dry ice in it to see if it'll pressurize.
Will it?
Let's see. It will!
Very dangerous.
Go for it. Yeah. Okay, ready?